So everything that you went through is going to mold you into who you are today, and that's a great person. You just got to keep on pushing through it, even though it seems dark and long.
Partying, drugs, alcohol for a few years, and then an awakening happened again.
Men need outlets. Men need to release differently to women.
Sitting with yourself, meditating. If you want to call it meditation, if you want to call it prayer, if you want to call it just self-time, that is the root.
Your higher self is being your best self, the best version of yourself. Say about your God self.
A lot of people say, yes, we are the spirit. We are the spirit that's inside of this body, but it's the vehicle. But it holds a lot of codes and it holds a lot of information.
I would say to young men that are struggling as well, just keep on pushing. Just have the right circle, having the right people around you, and what you expose yourself to as well.
Hey, Alex and Aaron, welcome to Diaspora Daughters podcast. And it's nice to have you guys here. So I'll just start by you introducing yourself, please.
Yes, so my name's Aaron, and I do holistic walks alongside Alex, and also to do a men's group also. And I've got a higher self botanicals, which I do herbs and oils, and also got a clothing brand called Higher Self Clothing. And I'm very community driven, and I like helping people.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Alex.
Hi, I'm Alex. I also do the holistic hikes with Aaron. I'm a facilitator there. I do the guided meditations and nervous system regulation. So I'm heavy on holistic health in many different categories. Also plant-based chef. I do parasite detox programs. I do quite a bit, spiritual readings and energy healing, that type of thing.
That's amazing. That's so cool. Can you tell me a little bit of how you guys met in terms of like the higher self walks and things like that?
Through the clothing.
Yeah. he shouted me out like to literally gift me with, what was it that you gifted me with a t-shirt or something?
It was the maroon outfit,
Yeah.
innit?
Like, yeah, he wanted to gift me with something. And then literally the communication started from there. And then we just built a friendship through it.
Oh, on social media? Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So that just shows that you can actually meet cool people online and people who you can, collaborate with, right?
Yeah, most definitely.
Amazing, isn't it? Aaron, I'll start with you.
Yeah.
How was it growing up in Birmingham? Or are you like a second generation? Kind of like clarify that so that I can know kind of like your background. Please. Thank you.
Growing up in Birmingham was, wouldn't say it was difficult, but it was being around different cultures and things like that kind of made me who I am today. So I grew up around a lot of Asian people, also black people and white people as well. And I did grow up in the church as well, and that's where not where I found God, but that's where I started to understand God and religion. Then I moved away from religion and then became spiritual due to things that happened in my life that made me become spiritual. Yeah, growing up was a bit difficult. Certain things happened growing up, but it's made me who I am today. So, yeah.
So is your parents from Jamaica?
Yeah, that's from
Because I
Jamaica.
just need
That's
to have
from-
because this is the Diaspora Daughters podcast.
Yeah.
And the idea is kind of like to have these conversations about our background and also to kind of like inspire people, because you are two amazing people who are contributing massively in the community. Despite everything that you've gone through, your light is really shining. So this is a space for you to inspire others with your stories. And sometimes, the stories might be a bit, difficult to share, but sometimes those stories can be the ones that someone else may hear and be inspired by and feel, oh gosh, if Aaron can do this, I also can do this. Yeah.
Okay.
So can you tell us a little bit of your background in terms of like where your parents came from, and how their journey was, how your relationship with them was, if you don't mind?
Dad's from Jamaica and my mum's born here, but also all my grandparents are from Jamaica. And relationships we'd say with parents, not so good, but better now, I'd say. Yeah, a lot better now than it was before. It's a bit hard growing up, going through certain things. I had a very bit of like low self-esteem, lack of confidence. And I say that's due to one of my parents not dealing with their trauma and things that they went through, and it was projected onto me. So I've had to learn how to navigate through that and basically build myself up to who I am today.
Absolutely.
I mean? Yeah.
It was so amazing and very inspiring because there's a lot of, I would call them lost young people, young Black men that don't have any direction, and some of them have resorted to like getting into gangs or other groups that literally are heading nowhere because they've lost hope. They don't see role models like yourself to tell them, you know what, there's more to life. There's more than this environment that you're in. So that's so amazing.
But I have done, I have been away before to prison and stuff like that. So for selling drugs and for fighting. So I've been through a lot of dark times in my life, but now I can see the light.
That is so amazing. That is so amazing.
Yeah. So now I sell products that actually help people.
Absolutely.
You know, herbs and things like that. And
absolutely.
oils. Yeah.
What would you say to your younger self?
My younger self? What did I say to my younger self? It's a hard question for me.
I know it's a hard question. It's okay if you don't feel like you're ready for that. But it can just be that, it's going to be okay.
Yeah, it's going to be okay, basically. That's it.
Because what tends to happen is we can get caught up, right, with everything that is going on, with all our trauma. And at that time, you're in such a dark place that you don't feel like there's any way out of it. You know what I mean? So the reason why I always ask this question, what would you say to your younger self, is because there's a young man somewhere looking at Aaron and thinking, oh my gosh, I have so much in common with Aaron. What does Aaron have for me, you know, as advice, as inspiration?
Just keep on pushing.
Or just something to hold on to in those dark times.
So everything that you went through is going to mold you into who you are today, and that's a great person. So you just got to keep on pushing through it, even though it seems dark and lonely. There's always light at the end of the tunnel.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And were there people around you that helped you come out of that maybe dark place you were in, that confusion that brought a little bit more clarity to your life?
Yeah, I've had good people around me, that have helped me to get to where I am today. But a lot of it is to do with yourself. Do you know what I mean? I had to work on myself a lot to get to where I am today. So it's all right having guidance and stuff like that. But it's all about you. It's all about, you got to do that inner work. And you got to sit with yourself, and things are going to come up and you got to face them. In order to in order to evolve and grow, you have to sit with them and basically look at it and say, okay, then I noticed that and I'm aware of that and I'm going to move forward and I'm going to fix that. See what I'm saying? And just make room for expansion. When you're dealing with things, you make room for expansion also. So that's what it's taught me as well. Never stay there.
And you do have a son as well, right? I did see that you have. How old is?
He's 15.
15. Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
So how are you like parenting differently?
So,
if you don't mind. Sorry, I know you didn't see that coming, but
so I've had him since he was 14 months, single dad, with the help of parents and sister, and now he's 15. So it's been a journey for me. I was in a situation where I couldn't really work because I was a dad full time, and it was very hard. And never thought that, like, looking at him now that he's 15, I was like, wow. Like, I remember when he was handed to me and I didn't know what to do with myself. And then just look at it now, like, me and him have got a beautiful relationship. We're very close. We go hiking together.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. And we've been abroad together about 4 times now, I think. Yeah. But he's very he's it's very special to me. He's what motivates me as well and pushes me more to do better in life as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because he hasn't got the other half, so it's hard. So I've had to step up as well myself as a man. Yeah,
and that's a dynamic most of us don't look at, because it's very common for within our community to have single moms.
Yeah.
But not so much single dads.
Yeah.
So I think you bring a very special aspect of, of this conversation.
Yeah.
So it's very inspirational, honestly. It's not easy to step up sometimes as a man.
Yeah.
And decide to, keep parenting.
Yeah.
When you don't have the other half to help you with that.
Yeah.
So that is so amazing and very, very inspirational. Thank you so much for sharing. And have you been back to Jamaica with your son? Or are you trying to connect with your roots?
I've been to Jamaica when I was younger, but I've been to Ghana twice now. Yeah, so I'm going again this year.
Tell me a little bit about Ghana. And why Ghana? Because obviously Jamaica is beautiful as well.
Yeah, but Ghana, I just thought it's just different out there. I love the people out there, the vibration, and obviously the sunshine and the greenery. And me as a melanated person, I feel like I thrive. I just feel better out there. I feel like I'm at home when I'm out there as well. And obviously I'm a man that loves like fresh fruit and that, so it's in abundance out there as well. And I just it's just different to here. Like over here, the vibration is very low. Like over there, the vibration is very high with the people out there. Like I'll just be walking down the road and just get into a deep conversation with somebody about God and stuff. And it's not just your like normal day-to-day things that people talk about in the UK. Do you know what I mean? Like celebrities and football and I'm not interested. And just how very connected to God they are as well, and how it's very community out there as well. If you're a Muslim or a Christian or you do spiritual or you're spiritual, they all seem to like unify and work together, which is different to the UK.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So they don't forget about the traditions, the spiritual traditions.
And the cultures. And one thing I've found out about the Ghanaians is like they love their language. Yeah,
and also like they're very connected, not just by blood, but by other things that have happened in the past. So they're very connected to Jamaican people as well. Don't know if you heard about Nanny. She was a slave that was taken from Ghana and took to Jamaica, and she freed over 1,000 slaves. And she used to use, and by doing this, the British used to fail a lot. And she used obeah as well. And apparently she repelled bullets and stuff like that. And she built whole communities. And then they had to have a treaty with Nanny and basically a peace treaty. And they gave Nanny 500 acres of land. So when you go to Ghana, there's a very strong connection with us and Jamaicans. And they call us, like, they say that we've come back home, basically.
Absolutely. Yeah, and one thing about us as a people is we have so much in common.
Yeah.
Like if we go back in history, we'll just find we are one people. Yeah. And that's why Diaspora Daughters, it welcomes everybody from Africa, from the Caribbean, from United States. It doesn't matter. Yeah, so that's a very interesting point you pointed out there.
Because the Ashanti tribe is basically the Maroons in Jamaica today. That's where they're coming from. The Ashanti, but they call it Ashanti in Ghana. But that's where the colours in the Jamaican flag come from, the Ashanti.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And also there's a few Jamaicans that have moved to Ethiopia.
Yeah.
They actually have a whole community there.
Shashamane.
Yeah, and they're thriving. They're absolutely thriving in Ethiopia. So it's just so amazing to see, because most of the time we say, oh, we are Jamaicans or we are Africans, but we have so much in common. And we can thrive if we learn from each other as well. Yeah. So it's so amazing. So Alex, how was it growing up in England? And are you a second generation or a first generation? Kind of give us a rough idea.
Well, I'm first generation. So both my mum and my dad were born and raised in Jamaica and came over in their teens. My mum was about 14, my dad was about 19. And then they met over here. But interestingly enough, they were raised in the same parish, but didn't meet over there. They ended up meeting here. So that was St. Thomas in Jamaica. How was it growing up is an interesting question, because I feel like for me, I grew up in Lazelles, which is in the middle of ghetto. Let's just put it straight. It's in the middle of ghetto. And obviously, there's a lot of different races there, but the majority of races is Black and Asian. But we'd actually work together. So there was really no issues between, the races, but there were always issues between Black on Black crime as it got to a certain age. When I was younger, no. But when we got into my teens, I started to notice how it started to shift and change. And then through that, I ended up losing my brother when I was 16. Yeah, through gun violence.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. And I've lost so many friends as well through the same thing. And grief's been something that's been heavy within my whole life that I've had to deal with and had to learn how to navigate and learn how to cope with. So growing up, I never wanted for anything because I was the youngest child. So in being the youngest child, I'm getting support from my brother. I'm getting support from my sister. I'm getting support from my mom and my dad, especially my brother. Like, that was my protector. Like, he was very much more of a dad to me than my dad. I know some people are like, what? It's like, yeah, like my dad was in the household till I was about 8. And then we left and went to London for a little bit and then we came back. But my brother was always there consistently and always made sure that I was okay and no one was troubling me or anything like that. So yeah, never wanted for anything. I didn't grow up in a poor household or anything like that. Yeah, I always wanted more siblings though. In being the youngest, I didn't get that noisy house. So when I went to other people's houses, I always admired that family unit. Yeah, I don't think it was really there within my household being the youngest.
Can you tell me how you then navigated to where you are today in terms of like holistic living? And were you brought up as a Christian? Can you take me through that?
I went to Catholic schools. Every single school I had was a Catholic school. And when I was in junior school, I had my whole Holy Communion, the whole lot. But I started questioning things because things didn't make sense. I'd ask questions, never get answers. When I reached to my teens, that's when I started to question things a lot more. I used to say 1 and 2 things to my brother and he'd say 1 and 2 things back because he was very knowledgeable. Even though he was Muslim himself, he was very, very knowledgeable and researched a lot and studied a lot. I didn't realize how much so until he passed and I found his notebooks. Things that I was researching and studying, he was actually writing about, which I found fascinating. So yeah, when I turned 16, I started to read books and get into things a lot more. And losing him, a lot of my spiritual gifts started to open up because I hid them when I was a child because I noticed a lot of people wasn't experiencing what I was experiencing. When I'm seeing, entities attached to people and, people's loved ones walking in the room and no one else is clocking this. I kind of just hid it inside myself. But once he passed, that just burst open. Like the spiritual gates were open for me completely. So I used to have a lot of very premonition style dreams, a lot of visions, and it would always come to pass. My brother would come and tell me certain things about certain people, and exactly what he said was spot on. Even one of his children not being his. And he told me that when he had passed, the child that was born after he died, he said, that's not my child. Like, love him the same, but he isn't mine. And when I was 9, we find out it wasn't his. So yeah, everything he used to tell me was straightforward, exactly what he was telling me. But I kind of spiraled after that because the grief was a bit too much and I didn't know how to navigate it. Like, I explained it to a friend the other day. Like, I felt like when he died, I was opened up to a pack of hyenas. Like, my protection had gone and hyenas just came in for the kill. Like, his friends wanting to get with me, people just coming at me left, right and centre, and I just didn't feel protected. And the people that had killed him coming at me. And as a 16-year-old, who wants to deal with that?
Absolutely.
And who understands how to navigate that? So I spiraled, partying, drugs, alcohol, for a few years. And then an awakening happened again. And then that awakening just literally opened me up to a whole new version of me. And I couldn't do that any longer. So that's how I started to get into spirituality and understanding of the realms around us and within us.
Absolutely. That's so amazing. That's an amazing journey, and it's quite heavy what you've gone through. I feel for a lot of us as a people, Black people, we tend to carry some of these these very dark stories that probably other people cannot relate to. Like not everybody can relate with like gangs and murders and very heavy topics. And it's just a very brave thing to do, to navigate through all that and still come out and serve the community, which is amazing. Well done. You've done so well, and the fact that you've not given up and you're still giving as well. I've seen you in your element when we are out on these hikes, and you're always giving to us, and you're speaking life into us, which is very powerful. So I never ever knew that you've gone through that.
Yeah, the journey is thick, very thick. But I understand I needed to go through all the things that I've been through in order for me to have lived experience, which I then help other people that have navigated through the same things, even if it's, smaller, bigger, larger.
Absolutely.
I can stand in their shoes and really help them learn how to navigate their own lives.
Absolutely. That's true. Wow, that's true. What would you say to your younger self? That's the same question I asked Aaron.
Don't be scared to speak up. Some people may hear what you say as aggression, but it's passion. Have resilience. This too shall pass. The moment that you're in may feel heavy. It may feel like, do things get better? But it does. You're going through what you go through in order to carve you into the woman that you're going to become.
So the next questions, they're going to be for both of you, because you're working together on the higher self environment, the walks, the hikes. How did that come about? And take us through the journey, how that started. How did you conceive that idea that actually this can benefit our community and it's needed? And also, how do you get people to book days off work?
Yeah, so it came about because I started going out into nature, and I realized how healing it was and how much clarity I had when I went out into nature, and how peaceful it was. And I was able to be still in nature. And just by being by water, and that is so therapeutic for myself as well. And I don't know if you've heard before, but I used to battle with alcohol as well. And I used to battle with cocaine myself. And that's when I started going out and started just having words with myself and that, and just talking to God in nature and that. And I found that was working. And I've stopped doing all that stuff now. I don't record off it for 3 years or more now, so I don't do that anymore. So my mission is to help people, and also help people that have them addictions, to take them out into nature as well, and show them that that's an outlet as well. Do you know what I mean? To manage all of that. So also I want to reconnect people back with nature as well, because I think that's missing, especially with Black people. Still is.
Oh yeah, we're still in churches.
Yeah, on a Sunday where I'm saying you're better off being out in nature, because that does a lot more for me. And nature's just very healing. It's very powerful, and there's scientific evidence behind it as well when it comes to grounding. And there's a connection I have with nature. So I'm not sure if everybody else has it, but it's still, it's very powerful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Alex, how have your journey been with the higher self? And is there any change or dynamics that have changed since you started going there? And have you seen any particular transformation take place? Maybe somebody have come in the hike and they're so lost, they seem so lost, they seem so down. And then on the 2 hikes down the road, they seem to be better.
Well, firstly, Aaron came to me with the idea of doing higher self, the movement, as me becoming a director and a facilitator in order to bring what I do, because obviously he'd already seen it in action multiple times through plant medicine ceremonies and conversations and stuff that we'd had. And then obviously he'd went to other people and roped them in to do the same. It's evolved a lot over time, because for about, I'd say about a year and a half or about a year, we wasn't getting paid. It wasn't a payment thing. We was actually like taking out of our own pockets at times to top up stuff, because we made it accessible to everybody at a really small price. And then we noticed we had to put up the price a little bit, because we're kind of struggling now to make sure that the coach is covered and, you know, people can actually get to the destination. And then we managed to actually secure some funding through the lottery fund, which enabled us to get a small fee for the work that we do, but still we're not getting paid for all the hours that we do. It's just a small fee. And then that helped towards the cost of coaches, but still we still have to charge, because, you know, there's more things that need to be covered, and it doesn't cover the whole cost of the coach. So getting the funding definitely was helpful, and definitely helped us to expand and grow. When it comes to people changing and shifting, I've seen a lot of the people that come with us change and shift throughout their journeys, whether that be they end up going on parasite cleanses and detoxes because they have conversations with me and see how it's benefited me, or they end up talking to Aaron about, you know, how he come over his alcohol addiction and how they can then do the same. I've seen multiple people have shifts where they've found their tribe, and I've heard that so many times throughout the journey. They've found their tribe because they feel like they're at home, just due to the conversations that we have, and due to how everybody's so nice, so warming, so welcoming. They love that. So yeah, I've seen a shift in multiple people in multiple different ways, and I'm grateful that we have that effect on others.
Yeah, it's amazing, because I came to the hike for the first time, and it was very welcoming. It was me and Andrew. And the first thing I say, I found my tribe. That's the exact words that I used, because I found people who get it.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
So the next question will be on what actually higher self mean, because we are throwing out words and most people don't know what that means. Okay. If that makes sense. There are people who maybe from a Christian background, so they have no idea what we mean by higher self. So let's start there. If you can both explain what your understanding of or understanding of the word higher self mean.
Your higher self is being your best self, the best version of yourself. So like your God self, and just being authentic. And we all have voices, two voices, and I'd say like the higher self is like the God, and the lower self is like the devil. So we're battling between the two every day. So the reason why I come about the higher self is because I've been through a lot of lower self in order to get to where I am now, which is my higher self. But I'm still on the higher self journey as well. So basically, higher self, the movement, is all about you on the journey with us too. That's what it's about. Yeah, higher self is, everybody possesses that. And we're trying to make people to be more aware of that also. Yeah.
How about for you, Alex?
Higher self for me is the aspect of me that is able to navigate any single realm, any space, any lifetime, any timeline, whenever I choose. And I can consult with that part of me in order for me to get wisdom, in order for me to gain clarity, in order for me to gain realignment, because the highest version of me always knows the direction and always knows the path, because it's already been there. So I feel like for me, the highest version of me is when we have deja vu, for instance, and it's like, I've seen this before. It's because the highest version of me has already been there. So I'm like realigning with it at that moment. And those moments bring clarity to me to say, okay, I'm in the right direction, in the right space. So yeah, that's what the higher self is to me.
And how, for someone who maybe is asking, okay, how then do I connect with this higher self? Do I need to do anything? Do I need to get baptized?
Do you know when you get that message, like you're not meant to do that, but you do it anyway? That's you operating from your lower self, for me anyway. But you know, it's just two voices in it, and it's up to you which one you follow in it. You can either go down the right path or the wrong path, and the right path is the higher self for me. You know what I'm saying? That's what, I don't know if that is a good way of explaining it.
I feel like straight away, as soon as you said that, silence, that's the first thing that comes to mind. Sitting with yourself, meditating. If you want to call it meditation, if you want to call it prayer, if you want to call it just self-time, that is the route to really achieving a connection with the highest version of you, because it doesn't exist in chaotic spaces. It exists in silence. It doesn't shout, it whispers, and it needs you to sit in silence in order for you to hear it.
I get that. Yeah. So be told that more times, you need to sit with yourself. And I'm being able to process more and make room for more information to come through by sitting by myself, having that stillness.
Yeah, because most of the time we are looking for answers outside ourselves. And all we need is to be silent and listen within to that small, still voice that is telling us, go to this direction.
Exactly.
And you'll get to your destination, right?
Yeah.
What role has like the shadow work obviously played in your life, or have you actually done shadow work, or do you understand what I mean by it? Yeah, okay.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I've had no choice but to do that deep shadow work, and sometimes it feels frustrating, sometimes it feels annoying, sometimes it's like I want to be out of this space.
Absolutely.
But you need to sit in it for a while. I used to be always forcibly put into those, shadow work moments because I'd always want to keep myself busy. But now, because I'm much more in tune with my body and much more in tune with my soul, I'm able to know that moment of, I need to sit for a few days. I can't be around anyone right now. I need to process. And the body holds a lot of memory. A lot of people say, yes, we are the spirit. We are the spirit that's inside of this body, but it's the vehicle. But it holds a lot of codes, and it holds a lot of information, and it holds a lot of the trauma and the things that we don't want to process and we don't want to see. So yes, it may come in an emotional moment, and it's like, why am I being so emotional right now? And knowing those triggers. And I feel like that comes with the process of healing, where you're observant to say, wow, when someone's talking to me, I'm being really triggered right now. Why am I being triggered by this individual? And why is it from what they've just stated? Is there something there I need to look at? Most people don't see it like that. It's like, you're annoying me, instead of looking at self. No, why is it annoying me? Not they're annoying me. Why is it annoying me? And then that's where the deep shadow work comes in, because you're interrupting the patterns every single day. You're not just waiting for a build-up. So that's what I've noticed personally.
Yeah, that's amazing. And would you say there's a natural awakening happening among Black people?
Yeah.
Or is it my wishful thinking?
I would say there is.
Tell me.
I would say there is, yeah.
Because you are out in the field, and you're working with the community. What's your observation?
I'd say yes, but it doesn't always look straightforward.
All right,
Sometimes
okay.
it may look like mental illness. Sometimes it may look chaotic. So it comes that way because there's so much, again, trauma that's in the body that they haven't dealt with. That higher frequency and that energy that's now coming in as downloads is trying to navigate their body, and it's coming through chaotically. So what they will speak, if you're not a person that sees and can read between the lines, you will see it as mental illness. But it isn't. It's a person coming back online. It's a person really coming back to who it is that they really are at the core of their being, without the junk of society. So yes, it doesn't always come through in the way that we think it can, but I definitely feel like there is a deeper awakening happening.
Yeah.
What about you, Aaron?
What about the community? To say people like Black people, Yeah, I can see it happening. We're coming together a lot more. But I think that the Caribbean community needs a lot more work. I think they're more asleep, I'll be honest with you, because I see Africans, they come here like the Eritreans, Somalians, and they all work together. They all got businesses. Then like with the Caribbean community, it's always like you can do well, but you can't do better than me.
It's always that aspect of like competition.
Yeah, competition. And greed as well.
A bit of like scarcity mindset as well.
Yeah. But I'm not saying all of them are like that. You know what I mean? But
yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
But is there a little bit of hope?
Yeah, definitely. There's hope. It's got people like me. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So the next question will be around men's mental health. Can you tell me a little bit about the Mandem in the Woods?
Oh, the Mandem in the Woods.
I'm not sure whether you're the one who runs it, but I know it's out there.
Yeah, it's me.
So tell me.
I run it. I'm the CEO, the orchestrator.
Amazing.
So I'm not behind the scenes. I've been coming out more now anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
How the hell do you manage to balance everything? 'Cause you just seems to be doing so much.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I need you to share with me your secret after this podcast.
I feel like I'm just someone that does things that need to be done. That is something that's a sin that was needed to be done within men, because obviously I go through it myself.
Yeah.
I've had bad mental health in the past as well. And obviously a lot of men don't speak about things. Women speak more about things, and the reason why that was created to get men to come out more. And also we take them on walks as well, so to connect with nature as well, which is healing as well. And just to bring, it's a community as well to unify.
Yeah.
So I go for people, I want people from all races and all religions to be involved in this as well. Do you get what I'm saying? I do want black men to get out there more, but it's for everybody. Do you get what I'm saying? And we need more spaces like this, because from doing them walks, a lot of feedback that we've been getting is like, that was amazing. I'm glad I come to that. And like just doing the certain exercises that we do on there as well, helps people release as well, because men need outlets. Men need to release differently to women. We have very high testosterone as well. Do you know what I mean? So we need to release. And I think from looking at it as well, I think that's how a lot of domestic violence happens between men and women as well, because they haven't got no outlet. Do you know what I mean? There's nowhere to release. So I'm glad I created a space like this as well. And there's men struggling by themselves and feeling like they can't talk about things, or there's no one else that's going through what they're going through, or there's no one to connect to, or there's no spaces. But I'm creating that space for them.
Yeah, there's that belief that men don't cry, obviously.
Yeah.
And you bring up your little boy, making them believe, no, you shouldn't cry, you shouldn't show your emotions.
Yeah.
How damaging is that?
That's very damaging, because that means you're holding on to things, and then them things can develop into other things. So I'm creating something where they can release that. Do you know what I'm saying? Because people think these are the little things that we hold on to, but they can turn into disease. They can turn into so much other things. So I'm trying to tackle that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And not just that, because of my past experiences with addictions and things like that, I want to also help men that are struggling with addictions as well, and give them outlets as well, give them spaces. So our next meeting is the last Monday of the month. It's going to be the 30th. We're going to be speaking on addictions. And that's not just drugs, it's alcohol, pornography, sugar, gambling. So we're going to be covering all sorts of topics as well.
Amazing.
It's interesting that you said it can cause disease, because I've noticed with a lot of male clients that they have stomach issues. I've noticed it over the years. Stomach issues are rife when it comes to men. Women may have them, but because they process a little bit more, they don't. But men seem to have a lot of heavy stomach issues, and not realizing that the nervous system, like the most nerves are in the stomach. You know, there's thousands of nerves in the stomach. And obviously that's where your solar plexus is, which is the part where you process emotion and your powerhouse. So most of them don't actually realize that they need to process that, or it's now going to affect the digestive system, which sits in the same place. So yeah, I totally agree with that.
And what advice would you give to a young man who is struggling to process all these emotions?
Process all these emotions, to speak about it. but you need to speak to the right people as well, because you can speak to the wrong people and just make it worse. Do you know what I mean? But I'd say a good way to process, which a lot of men probably find hard to do, but they're just sitting with themselves and navigating through their own mind and seeing like why certain things are happening and how they can tackle certain things. And I'd say to young men that are struggling as well, just keep on pushing. Just have the right circle is one of the main things as well. Having the right people around you and what you expose yourself to as well can also change your mood and make it worse for yourself as well.
I'd also add movement onto that.
Yeah, movement.
Yeah, movement.
Because like you can speak about something, but you can keep re-triggering yourself and keep re-triggering the same trauma because you're going around in circles and all you're doing is speaking about it, so it's triggering it over and over. And it doesn't actually do anything to process the emotion properly. So I feel like movement in some type of way, even if it is energy healing, even if it is hiking, even if it is boxing, gym, those things are really going to help you get it out of the body. And even just going up to the hills and screaming. No, it doesn't sound very much, but it can really do a lot.
That's what helps my mental health as well, movement. So obviously with the man in the woods, it's a lot of movement anyway, to the hiking. We do a bit of yoga. Obviously breath as well is important as well, to get men to regulate. If they're feeling out of place or they're feeling a bit too, what's the word for it? I can't think that. But if there's a lot going on and they're feeling overwhelmed, we try to give them tools to help them regulate, like, which is breath work, which has helped me as well, which helps me regulate as well. So, yeah, and taking them out into nature brings down the cortisol levels as well, which makes it more calming and relaxing.
You get to do a little bit of a dance, right? You put on some music. There's always some music.
Yeah, you know me, always do so.
It's always fun anyway. I always see the videos and you're all having fun, you know? You're different backgrounds. Yeah. But you're all there together having fun and being in the moment, because I think that's the key, right? Because most of the time, I would think men don't get much time to kind of switch off from everything, all the other responsibilities.
Definitely.
So grounding them and just being among other men who are not doing anything to do with work. It's just walking and, being in the moment. I think that helps, right?
That definitely helps. And another thing I'd say to men not to take too much notice of like social media and how a man is meant to be and how society expects us to be. Just be a man, you know what I'm saying? Don't allow all them pressures to affect your mental health. That's what's affecting a lot of men right now. There's so much expectations to what a man is.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, just that as well.
And that brings me to the question about gender roles among Black people. Do you think that has evolved over the years due to like the influence of social media, or do you feel like it's still the same?
What gender roles? I think social media has had an effect, definitely. To me, I think men are becoming more feminized. That's just my opinion. To get what I'm saying, I think a lot more, and I think that's due to media. Yeah, doing that as well.
So, what does a healthy masculine energy look like in a relationship? In your opinion?
In my opinion, someone that's there it can be emotional as well, so we can listen to what the woman has to say as well, and someone that protects and also provides as well. See what I'm saying, and just not not to miss certain things that's going on with their woman, to get what I'm saying, because I think a lot of men are missing things. And they're not sitting with themselves and realizing, that might be me that's making this happen. To get what I'm saying. So to be more on point and just be there, innit?
Absolutely. True. This question is for both of you, but I would like you to answer in terms of for the men. If they're on a healing journey, what are the first 3 steps they should take?
If they're on a healing journey? On a healing journey, I'd say, for me, you got to change your mindset. Watch what you're exposing yourself to. Find something, a hobby that's going to help you grow, or find something that's going to help you grow and be beneficial to yourself. Do you know what I mean? come out of your comfort zone, do things that you've never done before. So I'm saying, because a lot of people can't heal because they keep on going back to the same activities that they were doing before. Do you know what I mean? So step by step, you got to remove certain things that you were doing in order to heal. And basically face the dark parts of yourself, sit with yourself and face them. And that's the only way you're going to heal. Because I couldn't heal before because I was just masking it with alcohol and drugs, things that I've been through, like my trauma. So I was just masking it and I wasn't sitting with it. So yeah, I'd say sit with it. And find ways to navigate through it. And there is always a way, even though you think that there's no way out and it just seems dark and lonely and the door feels like it's shut, there's always a way out.
For the women, if there's a women out there who are on their healing journey, what are the first 3 steps do you think would help them?
First one I'm going to say is detoxing the body. Because that there will start to hit every single other realm in self. You know, the mental, the emotional, the spiritual, the physical, the energetical, the ancestral. And a lot of things will start surfacing from that point, because it's like the detox acts as a sieve and it sieves through all of the junk that's happening inside of your being. So detoxing the body will be the first port of call, so you can actually think, you can actually feel, you can actually see what's happening with self. That's why I ended up writing the book that I wrote, just so people can understand that parasite cleansing, detoxing isn't just a one-sided thing on the physical realm of the body. There's more to it. Secondly, what's your relationship like with your mother? That one's very important, because we are mirroring our mother's nervous system. We've actually observed her throughout our whole lives, and we've taken on a lot of what she's been through and who she is through her own womb. And we don't realize that we take on that identity to some way, shape or form. Even if we say we're not keen on her, we have to look with microscope inside of our own selves, and we'll see that there are elements of her that do exist inside of me. And, you know, due to like epigenetics, we see that it passes through to the next generation if you don't deal with it. So what she hasn't dealt with, you now have to deal with. So what's that relationship like? And you'll begin to see the things that you need to heal within yourself through the relationship with your mother. And thirdly, also look at like removing yourself from the location sometimes, even if you can't fully remove yourself from that location where trauma has existed. Geographical trauma really does exist, where within the ley lines of that particular house or city or country, there's things that you've been through and it will hold you in cycles, because you're looking at a specific road and you're remembering a memory. You're looking at a specific room in the house and you're remembering a memory. So it will trigger you. So go on holiday, go to different places in order for you to actually remove yourself from that space, so you can think clearly without being surrounded by that same trauma or the same spaces that remind you of that. So that's what I'd say.
Amazing. And you do have a retreat coming up.
Yeah.
Tell me more about it.
This one's close to my heart because it's something that I've wanted to do for years. Went to Bali in 2019. And when I went there, I went to a cooking class. And I was speaking to the lady. She's not from Bali. And so she met her partner there, and they built a place, kitchen, everything. They've got everything growing. And because I used to do cooking classes for people and, you know, plant-based food and stuff, I looked at it all and I was like, I could have something like this. But I'd also want a retreat space because I really want to deeply help people heal. I was like, is that even possible? Of course it's possible. And I'm having this conversation with myself back and forth internally. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to make it happen somehow. Even if I just come out there and do the first retreat. So I used to talk about it with friends, but I wasn't ready to manifest it then. My nervous system didn't have the capacity to hold it, no matter how much I wanted it. So now, when I've gone through the deeper healing, I'm ready. I'm ready to hold space for multiple people. I'm ready to expand to that space now. So with the retreat, it is me and a lady called Serena. She's an iridologist and she does tongue analysis. She does blood analysis. She does quite a few different things in regards to health. She also does detox and parasite cleansing as well. We've known each other for some years, and we came together and we just created it.
Amazing.
Brought some other facilitators on board. So we're doing yoga, guided meditations, nervous system regulation, somatic therapy, physiotherapy, deep detox and parasite cleansing. And all of this is going to happen in Bali. So we've got a beautiful retreat space.
Yeah, which month?
It's going to be in October.
October.
Yeah, October 19th to the 27th. So it's 9 days. You'll leave on the 9th day. All the plant-based food is going to be done by myself. So it's like nourishing foods, but at the same time, it's like let go of everything that's at home in order for you to really realign and go back a lot lighter than you came.
Absolutely. That's so amazing and very inspirational to see you doing this when you've gone through your own trauma and then you've risen above that. You said, no, I'm not going to let all these things that have happened to me define me.
Most definitely.
Yeah, so that's amazing. That's powerful. Is it going to be your first or?
Yeah, this is the first retreat.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah.
I'm excited.
And why should Black women start going on retreats?
Oh, there is so much ancestral trauma that sits within in the DNA and the blood of the Black woman, and the things that she's actually been through for generations and generations upon generations. Even if, you know, your mom and dad were in a better space, there's still some stuff that is filtered through them that they haven't even noticed because it's just been inbred into them so deeply that they're just normally acting from that space without realizing it. So I feel like it's definitely needed for them at a deeper level so they can really regain their sovereignty.
Absolutely. I agree with you. And you've written a book as well about detoxing.
I sure have.
Talk a little bit about
this baby was born through me continuously getting downloads. Over the years, I just kept getting downloads. And then one day I had a dream. In the dream, I was literally walking with somebody and then parasites started to come out of my mouth. And I went to speak and I couldn't speak. Parasites were just coming out of my mouth and I was pulling them all out. They were all different colours. And I was like, why is this different colours? Like one of my trips that I saw how the earth has different coloured grids and how they were connected to the body. And then I was like, oh my gosh. I remembered the dream, woke up and I was like, I've got something to say when it comes to parasites. So I started to observe the shamanic abilities that I have and how when we're in the realms of the spiritual, how I'm able to see how parasites are attached to people's bodies and stuff. And then I started to realize, oh, it's emotional, it's spiritual, it's mental. And I started to see all the realms that the parasite actually works through. Just like we have got this physical body, we also have subtle bodies. So does the parasite. It works on all realms. And it's like, you can't be angry at it because it was born to do what it was born to do. And it does it very well. But at some point, it's time for you to go. So this book was born and I wanted to make people actually deeply understand the levels of parasites from all of those lenses and to help them then mirror that back to their life. So there's a lot of prompts in here. There's a lot of reflections in here. So you can reflect it back to your life and it be transformational, not just informative.
Where can you get the book?
Amazon.
Okay.
Amazon.
Perfect. Aaron, you also have a supplement company, right?
Yeah. So I've got one of the packs who is Balance and Bloom. So these are herbs straight from Africa. And this mix is soursop, mango leaves and cassia elata leaves. Cassia elata leaves is very powerful. It's very good for inflammation and detoxing the body. It's also good for the skin as well. And I've basically, what's in this, I've turned it into an oil. So I do oils as well. And on my journey, I've had a lot of skin issues. And I found that making my own oils and things like that was hydrating my skin a lot better. And it was helping my skin. And I've always also gave it to people and I had feedback off of them and it's helped them as well with dry skin and also ingesting it as well. So people are saying that they're feeling better.
Absolutely.
And like the oils also give you like omega-3 acids, boost the immune system as well. And they're very, very if you're someone that doesn't live a healthy lifestyle or something like that, it's good to have one pipette a day of the oils that I've made.
Yeah.
Because it's really, really, really good. And it's also good for diabetes, stuff like that. And blood, like blood pressure and stuff like that as well. So yeah, the combination that I've made is really, really good. And you can find it on higherselfstore.net. And I've also got a balm coming as well. With the same ingredients in there as well.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Off the back of the book, I also created a detox program. So I've taken about 5 to 6 cohorts now through the whole program and received a lot of different transformations through that. And also do a detox kit. So once people are ready, they can buy the detox kit, they can jump onto the program, and I support them through the process.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay.
And higherself.net as well. There's Higher Self clothing as well if people want to purchase all of my clothes as well.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. We're going to add all the link for all the products on the notes.
Okay.
So thank you so much for coming. We really appreciate your presence. And I've learned a lot. Yeah, so thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having us.